are working overnight to remove a derailed train off the tracks behind me. We have the latest straight ahead.
Plus, 6 children are hospitalized following an overnight wreck in Mercedes. Police say a driver just stopped in the middle of the expressway.
And a store owner in Rio Grande City is busted selling fake products. How police managed to catch a guy. Coming up, Channel 5 News This Morning continues right now.
From the Valley's News Channel, this is Channel 5 News This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, March 12th. I'm Dina Herrera Garza.
And I'm Alan Campbell. If you're just waking up with us right now, maybe going outside, having your first cup of joe, temperatures are pretty mild so far this morning.
Yeah, not too bad, but there is some fog in some parts of the valley, so watch out for that.
Absolutely.
For more on that, we check in with Lisa Villegas. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Dina and Alan. Good morning to you at home. Dense fog advisory now in effect until 8 o'clock this morning. This really just happening in Cameron County with visibilities possibly reducing down to a quarter of a mile.
At 6:32, we are beginning with overnight news. 6 children were hospitalized following an accident in Mercedes.
The crash happened just before midnight on eastbound Expressway 83 near the Mile 2 East exit. Police on the scene tell us the driver of a minivan carrying the children just stopped in the middle of the expressway. A truck then slammed the back of the van.
All 6 children inside the minivan were taken to Valley Baptist Medical Center in Harlingen. Right now, their condition is unknown. Mercedes PD is investigating this crash.
And at this hour, we are tracking the latest on a train derailment in Edinburgh. This morning, the area where the train flipped over is still closed off.
The train just simply went off the rails near the intersection of Canton and Jackson Road yesterday afternoon. Canton Road from Jackson to McCall will be closed until crews are able to clear the scene.
And officials are warning you, if you take this route in the mornings, you need to find another way around.
Our Channel 5 Shelley Childers joins us live from the scene of the accident with all the details. Shelley, good morning.
Good morning, Dina and Alan. I'm standing on Canton Road right now, and behind me is where crews have been working overnight trying to remove these overturned cars off of Canton Road. Now, they did actually just pick up one of those cars right here, and they were moving it just seconds ago. They're using some heavy-duty equipment out here to try to remove these cars off the roadway as fast as possible, hopefully before noon today. Now, we were out here speaking with residents in the neighborhood just feet away from this railroad. The derailment caused some of those folks to get worried. The site of the accident is just feet away from the neighborhood and a school. The city's mayor now says this accident was too close for comfort. He says the city is growing and it's time to start thinking about moving the railroad out of town.
It's just a major concern. I feel like now we've been put on notice that there's this safety problem that runs through our city, and we need to look at making a change, maybe relocating the rail or negotiating something so that we get rid of this problem.
No one was injured in this accident. It's still not clear what caused the train to flip over. Now, we're going to be out here this morning tracking their progress on this road. We're now reporting live in Edinburgh. Shelley Childers, Channel 5 News This Morning.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers made some big busts over the weekend, seizing more than, listen to this, $6 million worth of drugs coming into the valley. On Saturday, officers at the Reynosa International Bridge found nearly 65 pounds of meth and 10 pounds of cocaine hidden inside the seats of a vehicle. A 43-year-old Mexican man was arrested. Well, later that same day, officers at the Reynosa International Bridge caught a Monterrey man with more than 65 pounds of cocaine hidden inside his car.
An undercover operation sends this man to jail. Luis Limon was busted trying to sell fake designer handbags in Rio Grande City. An undercover officer went to Limon's store to see if he would sell him the fake goods. Authorities say Limon was arrested after he admitted the bags were fake. Investigators found more than 160 counterfeit designer handbags valued at more than $7,000. Police say the victims are the original designers like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Michael Kors.
A lot of people think, oh, the people selling it they're not hurting anyone. But honestly, if you're the person that is making these items, it is your name brand. How would you feel if somebody else is making a profit off of what you created?
Limon is charged with felony trademark counterfeiting. We went to the store to see if we could find more counterfeit goods, but it was closed. New this morning, a woman is sentenced to 20 years for burning her husband to death. Shira Patel faced up to life in prison for the April 2012 incident. Prosecutors say she lured her husband to the tub, poured gasoline all over him, and set him on fire. Jurors deliberated for 2 days before acquitting the woman of capital murder on Monday. The jury sentenced her to 20 years for first-degree arson.
A Valley psychologist charged with abandoning hundreds of patients' records won't be fined in the case. Dr. Marilyn Nobles agreed to an injunction, meaning she is never allowed to abandon patient records again. Dr. Nobles says she didn't have room for her files at either of her two businesses in the Valley, so she stored the files at a friend's home. It's still unclear how the boxes ended up in a dumpster. The Attorney General's office says she faced thousands of dollars in fines per violation. Those fines were later dropped. Well, we did some digging and learned Dr. Nobles' license to practice right here in Texas is no longer active. The State Board of Examiners of Psychologists tells us the board is in the process of reviewing the possibility of taking disciplinary action against her.
It is 6:37. Coming up on Channel 5 News this morning, the mystery deepens in the disappearance of the Malaysian Airlines jet. This morning, the flight's potential path is causing more confusion.